Now I bet you're thinking to yourself, something just isn't right. Either you're not getting the most out of your footage, it's not compelling enough, the creativity isn't there, something is missing. Whatever it is, I know you're going to relate to at least one of the common mobile filmmaking mistakes that I'm going to go through in this video. So sit back, relax, and I'm going to go through 7 common mistakes that I see iPhone filmmakers making all of the time. Let's do this! What is going on? It's Anil, and I'm gonna get straight into the 7 mistakes. So mistake number 1, and that's using the wrong resolution. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people just stick to the default settings in your iPhone. 720p, 1080p, when your iPhones can do awesome 4K footage. Why are you doing it, man? Why are you doing it? If you want to record great looking video, you got to up your resolution. I always recommend 4K whenever possible. Trust me, this is going to give you the highest quality video. This is by far the biggest mistake I'm seeing. Just look at the difference in quality between 720p and 4K. And you know what? It's so easy to change. All you need to do is jump into your settings menu, scroll down to camera, and here you can change your resolution to whatever you want. And like I said, if you can, choose 4K. Right guys, before we move on to the second mistake, please smash that like button if you're liking the video. You know you want to. And while you're there, why don't you subscribe too? Help me out. Right, mistake number 2, and that is choosing the incorrect frame rate. This kind of goes hand in hand with the first mistake, because if you're selecting the correct resolution, you've got to select the correct frame rate for whatever you're trying to shoot. Now, most people stick to the default 30 frames per second and then just wonder, why does my footage look overly realistic and choppy? The reason is that you're sticking with 30 frames per second. People, please learn about frame rates. Now, I'm not going to get into all the details of frame rates in this video, but I'll give you a few little tips to get you going. Now, for that cinematic look, you need to select either 24 frames per second or 25 frames per second, depending on what region and what country you're in. For example, if you're in a PAL region, select 25 frames per second. If you're in North America, select 24 frames per second. These are the frame rates going to get you that true cinematic look. Now, if you want a more dramatic cinematic effect and you want to slow down, you want that slow motion, then make sure you're selecting 60 frames per second. Now, if you want it super slow and your phone supports it, go down to 120 frames per second. On iPhones, you got slow motion mode, and slow motion mode, you can go to 120 frames per second for that silky, smooth, cinematic look. And slowing down your footage is easy. CapCut can slow down your footage and make it look awesome. Now, I have a full video all about editing in CapCut. I'll leave a link below if anyone wants to check that out. Right, mistake number 3, not thinking about the story. Are you one of those people who just go out and shoot anything? No real direction, no idea what you're doing. You're just out and about and you're like, yeah, woohoo, yeah. Please stop doing that. That's not what filmmaking is about. Filmmaking is about creativity and telling a story. Every shot that you take has to have a purpose. I've mentioned this in tons of my other videos, okay? Get a book, learn about storytelling. Make sure you're thinking about the beginning, the middle, the end. That's it. It's just 3 things to remember, and that's the basics of telling a story. Come on. Right, number 4, thinking that you need an expensive iPhone. I see this all the time. So many excuses. It's alright for you, mate. You got the latest iPhone 12 Max there. You can shoot anything. You can shoot a full feature-length movie with that thing. Let me tell you this. You can shoot awesome video without the latest and greatest iPhone. What, you don't believe me? Okay, I'll link a video down below where I took an iPhone 7 and created some awesome cinematic video shots. Go and check that out. Creativity, good storytelling is all you need. Stop making excuses. I don't want to hear it. Right, mistake number 5, and that is just not stepping out of auto mode. I was actually surprised how many people are just scared to get out of auto mode. What if I mess up the shot? I can't do it. Stop being a pussy. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I meant it. Look, it's easy to get out of auto mode. No one's saying you got to get a pro app like ProTake or Filmmaker Pro, okay? You can still get advanced with the standard camera app on your iPhone. Here's a couple of tips for you. If you're using a standard camera app, you can lock your focus and exposure by tapping and holding. If you do this, you're instantly gonna step up your game to a more professional level. You're gonna stop those focus shifts, and more importantly, that color balance change when you're panning and shifting. Man, it looks ugly. So remember, tap, hold to lock. And actually, once you have tap, hold and locked, you can then drag up and down your exposure settings. So you can increase or decrease your exposure by just simply tapping and dragging up and down. Two very simple, more advanced features that you can do in the standard camera app. And you're just stepping out of auto mode and you're getting great results. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you can download a pro app like Filmmaker Pro and go to the next level and have more control. Right, number 6 is not using the correct form. Now, what I mean by form is basically how you're holding your phone. If you're just holding your phone and you're just like waving it around, you're gonna get bad results. Learn how to hold your phone and how to move. Having good form, learning your moves, is gonna get you that smooth video footage. Modern iPhones these days have amazing image stabilization, and if you have an older iPhone, then try and shoot at a higher frame rate so you can get rid of those micro shakes and slow down the footage in post. Now, if you can use a gimbal, you're going to get even more smoother, more professional looking shots. And learning some basic gimbal moves is not that difficult. Again, I'll leave a link to a video down below where I'll show you some of the basic gimbal moves that you can do. Right, finally, number 7. Number 7 on my list of mistakes I see iPhone filmmakers making all of the time. This one annoys me. Not shooting enough footage. It seems so simple. There's no excuses. Just shoot everything. Just shoot as much as possible. Fill up the memory on your phone and shoot everything. You can always delete footage later. You can't create footage out of thin air. You're only gonna kick yourself at the end. You're gonna get back, you're gonna sit in your chair, you're gonna be ready to edit, and you're gonna be like, oh man, I didn't get this, I didn't get that. You only got yourself to blame. I don't feel sorry for you, mate. Shoot everything. Now, the only scenario where I'll let you off, okay, is if you're short on memory on your phone, okay, fair enough. But even then, I would advise you to just drop down your resolution, go for a smaller file size so you can still shoot as much footage as possible. So there really isn't any excuse. Right, that's it guys. Those are my 7 mistakes that I see on a regular. You know what, drop a comment, let me know how you're getting on. Maybe this makes you a better filmmaker. Guys, check out these other videos, and you know what? I'll see you in the next video.